she's not me. I did plenty dudes.
Alright, so
I won't be jumping hoops now. I'll make it back to Riverside.
I have something cool to say, actually. And I learned this from a shepherd. So we met a shepherd on Wednesday, I believe. No. We went there Monday. So on Monday, I met a shepherd, and his whole thing, he was like a retired war vet, and he's just out in the middle of nowhere with his wife, a bunch of dogs, and like 30 sheep. And he trains dogs because people who have like disturbed dogs or abused dogs or like whatever, even just like, you know, dogs that need like to let out energy, he'll take them in and teach them how to herd sheep, right? So his whole thing is he feels really bad for dogs because they're bred to do something like herding sheep or hunting, and then we just catch them and keep them in our house. So his whole thing is like very, very interesting because he basically feels like if somebody has like an instinct to do something or is bred or born to do something, dogs specifically, it's kind of torture to have like, you know, them just at the house not doing nothing. It made me feel real bad about my dog. Like, I feel like I want to just like walk her all the time now. But I think what's really cool about that is if you can relate that, all of that to us humans, you know? I think that if you feel like you're born to do something and for whatever reason you give that up or don't do it, it's kind of like that, the same with dogs. I feel like if a lot of people, they feel like they're put on the earth to paint or to help people or whatever, to be a cop, and then, not that last one, but they don't do it because of whatever reason, you know, they just, you know, life, or they get too old or whatever, they just kind of become bitter or sad, and I think that's why they project that on other people, you know what I mean? That's why they kind of see other people trying to do that and they're like, you can't do that. So yeah, I thought that was interesting because I automatically related what he was talking about with dogs to us. And I think that if you're in any type of position where you feel like you love what you do, you have to do it. Because if you don't, you're just going to be upset and thinking about it, or thinking about what could have happened. Perfect example. I had a lawyer a few years ago, and he was helping me get through like an accident case. Somebody, like a truck hit me. And a truck didn't hit me, a truck hit my car. I didn't want to just say that randomly. But I went to his office. It was in Beverly Hills. It was bomb. It had like floor to ceiling windows. And he just told me, like, it was kind of sad. He told me that he used to write. He used to want to be an author. And there was a bunch of forces working against that. His parents, I guess, were really traditional and were like, nah, that doesn't make any money. His situation, I guess, either with his wife or he had kids, you know what I mean? There was a lot of things that worked against it, and he was just like, yeah, I mean, but I became a lawyer, I started making all this money, and I was like, do you still write? And he was like, nah, I think about it all the time though. And he basically said that he just sits in this office making a whole bunch of money, and his bank account is just over here getting bigger and bigger and bigger. He said he doesn't even get to enjoy it. He doesn't even really have time to like buy anything. He doesn't really like see his family that much. He's just like in this fly ass office making a shitload of money, but he's not really doing what he wants to do. You know what I mean? So I could give you any advice. I would say I think he would be happier broke and writing, if that makes sense. That's it. I'm sorry, I wasn't even like reading what y'all were saying this whole time. Anything interesting? Cool. Agreement. Alright, so I'm not just talking out of my ass. I think that the fact that a shepherd told me all this is pretty dope too. I kind of took that last part and ran with it though. But I thought it was, not a lot of people, I mean, until this show comes out, but not a lot of people probably get to hear that message. So I just wanted to transport it from the deserts of the shepherds to you guys. Alright, so you guys were feeling it. I thought I was gonna scroll like, the fuck are you talking about, nigga? I ain't trying to hear from about no shepherd. Hey, if you think I'm speaking to you, I probably am. Because I think it's really sad when people really want to do something, and then the saddest thing in the world is, people kind of like projecting their own failures onto other people. But what's even sadder than that is when people actually listen, you know? Let's say, for example, I grow up, I didn't take the opportunities that I could have. I fucked up in some type of way and didn't become I wanted to make a laptop, right? I wanted to make laptops or some type of technology. I fucked that up. The first saddest thing that happens that's pretty sad, but the first saddest thing that I feel like humans do is they'll look at the next nigga trying to make laptops and be like, try to give them advice and shit, you know? Like, oh, well, shit, well, here's what you need to do, you know, don't do this, you be stupid if you do this. And then, more than likely, that's gonna end up in like, you can't do that shit, you shouldn't even waste your time. And then the saddest thing is that person listening, because they're like, damn, I suck, instead of really thinking like, oh no, that was him. You feel me? This is weird, I'm like talking to people, but I'm not really talking to people, I'm just talking to a little phone. Thank you. The irony in all this is I'm low-key giving advice. But I'm also saying don't listen to advice. So I guess this is just a suggestion. You can listen to it if you want. Got out of that. Back to the cloud dance. That wasn't a TED talk. That was a LaShawn talk from somebody who can say nigga. I personally don't know any people named Ted that can legally say the word nigga. Also, the shepherd's name is Ted. God damn, this is a good lesson. Tie back, call back. That's what I meant to say. His name was Ted the Shepherd. All right, guys. Well, I hope you have a lovely day. Check out the starry background. Blah. Great taste, best advice you've ever gotten? I'm representing use a condom. Hey, that could be kind of funny, actually. I would get messy, though. Alright, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Hopefully I, said something.